first step you want to do is remove your string trimmer heads in order to install the EZ load head from Shakespeare onto your Husqvarna or your ECHO string trimmer, and that's what we're doing a video on today, guys. And the first thing you need is a small screwdriver or Allen key that will fit the back of the string trimmer to lock the head into place. And then we're going to take off the old string trimmer head from the Husqvarna. Make sure you hold the little washer right here off the Husqvarna and remove the original Husqvarna heads. Take the sprocket wheel off and you can put it somewhere else, but just make sure you guys will put this back on. You don't put the flat smooth surface back on, you put the gear side with the little holes back onto the Husqvarna. And there's a little locking hole in the back there that locks it into place. Okay, now the next one, there's a little spot right here on the side of the ECHO string trimmer that has a little notch right here, and then you gotta like kind of look at it, stick it in there to lock the head into place. Now this head should remove this way, I believe. Yeah, you have to remove it this way in order to remove the ECHO string trimmer head. And once you remove that, it should move it out of the way. Take the little gear wheel off of there. When you put this one back in, you got to put it in with the big tubular side back in instead of this way. If you try to put it on this way, you won't be able to remove your head again. So remove that and put it somewhere else. Now in the EZ head right here, guys, you got the EZ head. There is a bunch of washers and stuff in the back here. Once you open it up, you may need the spacer for this, guys, so keep that in mind. And once you open up the back of it, you got the trimmer head itself, all the brackets that I got here in this little ball, I think. But what you want to look in here is you want to take a couple of these little washer the adapters out and, you know, screw them into the string trimmers to see which fitting fits on your said string trimmer. And for the Husqvarna and the ECHO, it's going to be the number 2 bracket. So if you can find the number 2 bracket in your fittings, then that's the one you want. Okay, guys, now once you get your head out of the box, you're going to need some kind of big flathead screwdriver to get this thing open. This thing was a pain in the butt to open when you depress these two. I already got it open, but I'm not going to go through all that again because I got to save time to do a video. But when it's, you know, pressed together like this, you have to press these 2 pins and try to like jimmy this thing open. That's one thing I don't like about this string trimmer head, is trying to get the bump feed head mechanism and the round part base of the string trimmer out. You have to like kind of like wedge it, and while you're trying to press one side in and over the other, which was a pain in the butt to get it apart. But I did get it apart. So when you get yours apart, take off the top piece, remove this, and then remove the spring and take your fitting. You want to put the skinny end in first in order to install this on either the Husqvarna or the ECHO gas string trimmer. This will also work for their most of their electric string trimmers as well. I don't know about DeWalt or anything like that. I only got an ECHO gas trimmer and a Husqvarna gas trimmer. So if you got another model, make sure you refer back to the manual for this before you do this. And you'll need the metal washer as well. Don't put this base back on yet until you have it installed first. I'm just going to show you guys the installment, but once you do install it, you put the spring back in like this, and then you put the bump head mechanism back in, and then you clamp this down. I'm going to be putting this on my ECHO permanently, but I'm going to show you guys how to install it on the Husqvarna too, if you got that unit as well. So we're going to remove these 2 things from it, keep this, and then take your flathead screwdriver and push it down in there really good. That way it sits in there. That way it's not flopping around on the inside when you're trying to install it. Okay, first up we're going to install it on the ECHO string trimmer first. We're going to need to lock it into place with the little screwdriver. Then we're going to take the head. You may need a washer for this, you may not. If it doesn't fit flush when you're installing it, then you might want to refer back to the washer here. Okay, it goes on like this. If it's fitting flush when you got it on there, you don't need any of the spacers or washers. So that's how you install it, like that. And then you press it down tight in order to install it on the ECHO. And then you put your spring back in like this. So it's pretty easy to install on the ECHO. You don't need any of these washer fittings for it, or the spacer. Sometimes you might need a spacer or washer to do this. And then you put your bump head back in here like that, and then you push the top piece back on it until it clicks into place. Once you have this set in tight like this and goes in like that, and then you have the EZ load head installed on your gas powered ECHO string trimmer. Now we're going to install it on the Husky. You want to put the string trimmer head washer back on the right way, like this, not like this, because if you put it on like this you'll never get it back. We may need to use the metal washers for this, we may not. You want to take your string trimmer head and find the locking mechanism, which is behind the head, not on the side like with the ECHO. I don't think it's working like that, but we'll try it anyways. Washer, spacer, then washer, and then try putting it back on here again. And yeah, this is a pain in the butt for this one in particular, but I think we got it finally. Oh my goodness gracious, dude, it's not walking. Okay, there it goes. Okay, there you guys go. That's how you install that on the Husqvarna. It's gonna leave a little gap, but that's how you do it. And then you want to flip the unit over like this, if I can do it. Then once you flip the unit over, you want to replace the spring in here, then this on the Husqvarna, and then you want to hold that all into place and hope it won't go anywhere. And you know, put this in here. Okay, you put that in there like that, and you snap it into place, and basically there you guys go. That's how you install it on the Husqvarna. Okay guys, if you do have the EZ loader head from Shakespeare on your string trimmer, right here on the string trimmer head there should be like a little notch on the side of the bump feed, and two spots that have arrows that you have to line those spots up in order to feed line on this bugger. We're gonna show you guys how to feed line on it. You just got to make sure these two holes are lined up with each other right here on the bump head. We got some line here. You want to try to feed it through one side of the string trimmer, piece of line through one side of the hole. And let me tell you guys, I recommend you guys to get a freaking ECHO speed feed over this head any time of the day. Once you got one line going through the hole, the other line should come out the other side. And then you want to grab one end of the line like this, and then grab the other end of the line that's already on the head like this, and make sure they kind of are even. And if you guys can see that, and then grab that uneven piece of line and just pull it straight so you get the head moving in a certain way. And that there is even enough, guys, when you pull it. Then once you do that, you got the line even on the head, you start cranking it in this way. It even has an arrow telling you guys where you should crank it. And let me tell you guys, this is not as easy to crank in as a Echo speed feed head or even a rapid replace head, guys. This is going to take a while. Kind of pull on it a little bit and just keep cranking it in slow, and surely you'll get it to go in. Like I said, this is not the best speed feed head I've ever used, guys. Very slow, tedious process to try to crank this head in with the line. And when you get the desired amount of line on each side, you can stop cranking it in, and there you guys go. We're going to start it up and try it out a little bit and see how it works. Hey guys, we got the EZ head from Shakespeare, the EZ loader head on the Echo SRM 225. Seems to work on this one the best out of both of my string trimmers I tried to install it on. I already got around these two trees with it, and we're gonna try it out, guys. I already did a video once, then it failed on me, of course, but we're gonna try it again and go around the fence here with it, start it up, show you guys how it works. I showed you guys how to load it up, and I showed you guys how to install it. So now we got it loaded. We're going to start string trimming with it. See how it bumps first. Yeah, it bumps pretty good. Already got this section of the fence, guys, right here, but we're going to move up a little bit more. And I got around this tree earlier with it. We got this whole section here. tree here from my neighbor. Okay, that's it, guys. Okay, guys, my final thoughts on the Shakespeare EZ loader head. It's a pain in the neck to load line on it. It's not as easy as the ECHO STIHL head 400 or the rapid replace head. It was a nightmare to install, not so much on my ECHO string trimmer, but on the Husqvarna one was a pain in the neck too. One of the things I didn't like about the head was when I was weed trimming with it, as you guys can see, it knocks a lot of line out whenever you just barely hit a bump or something, and from the throttle, if you over throttle it, it'll suck the head to the ground. If you're going around roots or around bricks and stuff, it's gonna eject the line out. So you better make sure whatever unit you install this on, you have a way to cut off the line, or constantly stop and you know, twist more of the line back up in your head. But it does work. But is it a good replacement for your ECHO or Husqvarna string trimmers? For the standard ECHO-matic heads, or the Husqvarna T25 heads, or the rapid replace heads from Husqvarna, is it a good replacement for those? No, it isn't. I give it, if I had to give it like some stars, I guess 5 out of 0 stars, I'd give it a 3. It's one of the worst string trimmer heads besides the ECHO-matic I've ever used to try to reload and install on a string trimmer. It does work. This is like something that you can get from Lowe's or Walmart for around $17 at Lowe's or Walmart. And I guess if Lowe's don't have a T25 head, I recommend the T25 head over this one, guys, any day for your Husqvarna or even your ECHO string trimmers. If you have one of those, or an electric DeWalt, or I mean, these do work on DeWalt and all that. This is actually the same company as Weed Warrior with this EZ loader head. This was their Weed Warrior automatic twist 2 head, or whatever it was called back in the day. But it works, but I don't like how it bump. This does the same thing as the ECHO STIHL head does, 400. You know, if you get it too low to the ground, you get around any like rocks or anything, and it just barely hits that bump knob, it'll shoot line out all the time. The rapid replace head doesn't do that from Husqvarna, and I'm having that issue with it, but it still works. But make sure you guys are running your weed guards with this thing, because if you're not, you're hitting every other little rock or tree limb or something like that with this. It's not going to cut off, and it was doing it a lot, guys. I mean, every other 10 seconds it was throwing line out and it was cutting off. I don't like that about this string trimmer head. I'm sticking with the rapid replace heads from Husqvarna, or the ECHO STIHL heads. They're a lot better than this. They don't shoot as much line out as this one does. This one does a lot. But yeah, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, that's being generous, to be honest. And I think even I don't like the ECHO STIHL head, but this thing sucks compared to the ECHO STIHL head 400. And the rapid replace head is 10 times better than this one. So, and you can get the rapid replace head or the T25 heads at Lowe's for $25 to $26 to $34. This one was around $17, so I did kind of save money by going into Walmart, but they sell them at Lowe's for a little bit more, for like $22. But you can get this at Walmart a little bit cheaper than at Lowe's. I will leave a link down in the description, guys, where you can find this. I don't recommend it, honestly. If you're running a good quality unit like an Echo or a Husqvarna or a STIHL, stick to either Echo, STIHL heads, or Husqvarna heads for these units, and stay away from these little aftermarket heads. But I showed you guys how to install it and load line on this. It's okay for what it is. If you can't find an Echo speed feed head in your area for some weird reason, and this is the only alternative you guys got, go ahead and get it. It works, but I don't recommend it. Order a Echo speed feed head before you go to Walmart and buy one of these. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate in there in the comments, but that's okay. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. This has been your old pal Hondo, signing out on the Shakespeare EZ loader head, how to install it and how to wind line in it on 2 different units. Bye bye now.